by Tracy's Kitchen and Appalachian Adventures. Now, I'm going to talk about in this video about debt. Now, it's all related. It's all related to living cheap. It's all related to managing money. It's all related. People in Appalachia need to know about it. People in the city need to know about it. And as I said before, I think homelessness and this whole poverty situation is really about money management. That's what I think. I know there are other extraneous um, circumstances, drug and alcohol abuse. I already know that. But I'm just saying, I do think it has a whole lot to do with money management. Now, I have educated myself about money. Better late than never. You say, well, I'm over 40, true, but at least I did educate myself about money. I have known people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s who died without leaving their family anything, didn't know anything about money. Okay, so I have educated myself about money, and I actually think that I was smarter about money at 10 than I was at 40. Because at least when I was 10 years old, I had sense enough to save all my little pocket change and put it in my mayonnaise jar. Okay, that was my piggy bank. I had sense enough not to ask my poor mother, would you please go buy me, excuse me, would you please go buy me a piggy bank from the local five and dime store? Okay, I just said, okay, we are finished with the mayonnaise. I'm going to use the mayonnaise jar for my bank. I had sense enough not to ask my poor mother for a piggy bank. I had sense enough to save all the nickels and dimes, extra nickels, dimes, and quarters I got and put it in my piggy bank. I have had a piggy bank um, since at least 10. I had it for a long time. Okay, so I actually think I was wiser about money at 10 than I was at 40 because at least at 10 years old, I had sense enough to save a little bit here, a little bit there. And I saved quite a bit in that little piggy bank. I always had money, y'all. Okay, so yeah, I do think I was wiser about money at 10 than I was at 40. But you know what? It's never too late to learn about money. I have educated myself about money. I've read every book there is to read. I've had workbooks. Okay, I have always been interested in money. I don't know why I majored in what I majored in, but it's too late for that now. But because really, I've always been interested in money since I was 10. Okay, but anyway, better late than never. You're never too old to educate yourself about money. Okay, 98% of the people, probably in this United States, that's not including other countries, have debt. Okay, now let's look at the house for example. I recommend that you pay that house off ASAP, as soon as possible, because if you lose your home or if you lose your business, if your business is decreasing in customers, you need to pay that house off so you can have somewhere to live. I recommend a 3 to 5 year mortgage, a hefty down payment. 3 to 5 year mortgage, forget this 35-year mortgage, forget the 30-year mortgage, the 15-year mortgage. I recommend a 3 to 5 year mortgage if you have to get a mortgage. Ideally, you should pay cash for the house. Ideally. Okay, now how do you pay down the mortgage? Well, you pay down the principal. You say, okay, I'm going to send $200. Go to the bank or your mortgage company and say, look, apply this to the principal so you can keep decreasing your principal amount. Car, pay off your car ASAP as possible. Ideally, pay cash for the car. Forget keeping up with the Joneses because the Joneses are in debt. The Joneses might be living out of a van for all you know, okay? Pay off your car ASAP. Like I said, ideally pay cash for your car. Personal debt, Visa, MasterCard, okay? You only need, in my opinion, a credit card for travel. And I recommend that when you do travel, when you get back home from your trip, pay that debt off in full. Okay? I recommend that you pay off all of your other debts, your dental debts. Pay those off. Pay off your medical debts, any medical bills. Start chipping away at those. Please call your dentist. Please call your doctor's office to say, I'm going to send you $200 on this debt. But what they don't like is when you don't call them and don't tell them anything. Call the furniture company if you stupid enough to buy some furniture on time. If you stupid enough to buy some furniture on credit instead of paying for that stuff cash. Or better yet, buying some used furniture. If you stupid enough to do that, to buy some furniture on credit, at least call the furniture company and say, look, we're paying it. We're going to give you $800. We're going to give you $400, whatever. You have to stretch your dollars. You have to stretch every dollar. Okay, you have to buy cheap and you live cheap. That's what you need to do. This is a fake economy. How do I know? Well, the poor is getting poor, and guess what? The rich are getting poorer too. The rich people are getting poor. There are rich people living out of their vans. There are rich people who used to make $1 million a year. They're living out of their car. Or they are in food stamps or at a homeless shelter. They used to make $1 million a year. And that reminds me, when a company says, well, we're going to pay you $1 million a year to do this, what do you do with your stupid self? You go out and buy a Mercedes-Benz on credit. You go out and buy a BMW on credit. Just because a company says we're going to pay you $1 million a year or $500,000 a year to do such and such, and you, like an idiot, go out and buy these very expensive cars on time. You go out and buy the $500,000 home, which is stupid. Because what are you going to do if that company folds in 30 days? What are you going to do if that company folds in 8 months? You're going to be out there with nothing. My advice to you, when a company tells you they're going to pay you $1 million a year, you wait till a whole bunch of paychecks come in before you buy anything, before you even buy a blender. You wait until all these checks come in. And before you buy anything, you cancel all debt. Okay, that's what I recommend. I recommend you get on the dollar economy. What is a dollar economy? It means all you can afford to do is spend $1 a day. That's now if you're living out of a van, you're on a 50-cent economy. All you can do is afford to spend 50 cents a day. And you got to get real about your economy. You got to be honest. You cannot afford to spend $200 a day. You don't have $200 a day money. You got to be real about your economy. You got to be honest about your economy. Save for yourself, because you are going to get old if you live long enough. If you're blessed to live long enough, you are going to get old. Save for yourself. Save for your children. Start off $5 a month so your children can have something. Don't send them off into the world at 17 or 18 with nothing in the bank. You stupid parents. You sending the child out into the world with nothing in the bank. Not even $200 in the bank. They can get $200 from the street. Look, most of them got $200 shoes anyway. But you, being a stupid parent, you're going to send your child out into the world with not even $200 in the bank, and they can get $200 from the street. That's why they go to the street. Because you, as a stupid parent, didn't even buy your child any real estate, any land. You didn't save for him at all. So you know what? You're not giving your child anything. They're going to get it from the streets. You got to stop being a stupid parent. Now, I do suggest that you get a life insurance policy. Find one person you can trust in this world. There has to be one person you can trust. Okay, to take care of your final expenses, take care of your funeral arrangements, or if you want cremation. There has to be one person you can trust. And besides that, you do need a life insurance to leave your children something. Don't leave this world with nothing. Don't be a stupid parent or a stupid aunt and leave this world with nothing. Nothing to leave your children. Some of the mistakes that people make, the more money they make, the more they buy. And I see this, even preachers do it. Okay, they making a lot of money, so they go out and buy $100 blender when a $20 blender will do. Preachers do it too. I got a chandelier. Ha! I got it. Ow! I got me a chandelier. Very expensive too. Okay, and then when that preacher's children get old, he can't even send them to college. Don't even have any money to send them to college. Well, the chandelier would have paid for part of that expense. Some people, I mean, I know a person, she would spend $300 on her hair easily, but she would not pay that $150 that she owes to a medical service. But you know what? She would spend $300 on her hair easily. Always got fake nails, $80. Always got fake nails. But she would not spend $150 to pay the medical services company. If you have a student loan, I recommend that you start paying that down now. You know, you can start even while you are in college. Give the student loan company $100 here, $100 there, $200 here, $200 there. Okay, start chipping away at that student loan because you don't want to ruin your credit. If you do not pay your student loan, your credit will be ruined. You cannot get a car. It's going to be hard for you to get a car. It's going to be hard for you to get a house. So you want to start chipping at that student loan as soon as you get your first job, or even while you are in college. Give them something, $50 here, $100 here. Chip away at that student loan. Because what did you really do? You borrowed money so you can get your education. That's a noble reason to borrow money. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's noble. Okay, so you got the student loan money, and some of these students have outrageous student loans. But look, I do recommend that you chip away at it. Just keep chipping away at it over the years, okay? Get yourself a part-time hustle, some type of self-employment. And you know what? The professors in college, they don't know anything about money either. That's just an aside thing. They don't know anything about money either, even though they're teaching a class called technical entrepreneurship, okay? They don't know nothing about money either. They broke too. Okay, so they don't know nothing either. They're teaching all this economics class. Economics class is engineering economics. They still don't know nothing. Okay, they're teaching business economics. Still don't know nothing. Okay. So as I said before, get yourself a hustle, some type of self-employment hustle. Okay. Now, this is some mistakes that poor people make. If they are poor, they live in expensive states, which makes absolutely no sense to me. You're a poor person and you live in a very expensive state that caters to the rich and famous, like New York, California, Nevada, Alaska, Hawaii, Texas, Washington State, Oregon, to name a few. Why are you, as a poor person, living in those expensive states? That makes absolutely no sense to me. You need to go to a cheaper state. Okay, that's poor people friendly. The Carolinas, Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky. Minnesota, Arkansas, Ohio. Ohio's a big state. Why does everybody crowded out in Cleveland? There's a whole bunch of cities in Ohio where you have to see anybody for miles. There's a bunch of cities like that in Ohio. You don't have to see anybody for miles if you don't want to. So why are you all crowded up and condensed and crowded up in New York? New York is too expensive for you if you are poor, and you may as well face it. Okay. So black men in particular, this is just an aside thing. They become complacent about poverty. Okay, well, I'm poor, so I just get me a lounge chair, sit down and skid row in Los Angeles, and I'm just gonna watch everybody else, and I'm gonna watch the traffic go by. And guess what? You're not gonna get anything done. You sit and do nothing, you're not gonna get anything done. You can't afford to do that when you're poverty stricken. And when you're poverty stricken, you gotta always be thinking, what's your next move? Where should you go? How can I buy some real estate, etc.? What can I do? Okay, I'm not doing anything in this city, so I need to move. But black men get complacent. Okay, I'm going to hang out. I'm going to get me a lounge chair, and I'm going to hang out at Skid Row in Los Angeles. And, some of them have been there for years. Ignorant. And guess what? They haven't moved to the right nor the left. They haven't done nothing. They're still in the same poverty situation that they were in months ago. You need to get a cheaper economy, but most of all, you need to buy a lot. As I said, buy a lot somewhere, anywhere. You can take that lot, you can build on it, have a garage, live in that, and the police won't bother you. So those are just some of the things that I have to say about debt. Have a nice day.